Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a tutorial or just a make along version of the birthday book that I've shown in a different video. So this was from Stamping with Joy and it's her design. It's obviously we all change it just a little bit to suit ourselves. So as usual, I have my recipe book here, and this recipe book has got all the measurements and the basic instruction to go with each thing, and it just means I don't have to rake around too much to get the measurements again. So what we're going to need is 6 sheets that are cut, 6 12 by 12 sheets that are cut at 9.5. And so we're going to score this at 6 along the 12-inch line. We're going to score it at 6, so that is right down the middle. And then we're going to turn it 90 degrees and score at 2.5, and that is going to make our pocket. So I've already done the others, and now all we need to do is fold and burnish along the score lines for all of them. And so we'll just do this now. I've already prepped some things ahead of time, but not this bit, I'm afraid. So the inserts in the book, I have just used some plain paper and some pattern paper that matches with the rest of the DSPs that I'm using throughout this book. So hopefully it'll all match up nicely together. And it's really simple. It's a great design. Okay, so we're going to fold this up, and this bit here becomes the pocket. So what we need to do is snip. We need to cut on either side of the score line here, because we don't want it to be bulky. We want the pages to be able to fold. So like that, they're still there. Okay, so we're just going to snip that bit out of each page. I tend to use black card as a background. I don't know why. I seem to favour it. I think it makes the colours stand out. No, there we go. Sometimes we might have to adjust that again, but you can see how that would fold, and it's not going to interfere with the page when we fold it. Also, I have in the past had to trim this end corner as well. Just when it's folded up, sometimes it creeps over the edge. So we'll just see how we got on with that as we go through. So now what we're going to do is we're going to glue the pages back to back. So this is Collall glue. I've got a huge big bottle of it, and I just refill my little bottle. So we need to make sure that this is straight, that it lines up. Using the wet glue obviously helps with that. And so we're just going to stick on the next one. So So there's no bindings, there's no spine or anything like that on this. It's just a very straightforward, and it strengthens the pages when you glue them like this, because you're getting a double width in the pages. Hang on, I'll just get rid of all that. The one thing that's quite important is making sure that all your edges are even, and so line it up and make sure that it's all in alignment. I think that's the one thing, is if you've got a page or two off on this, I think it would show up. I think it would show. So, and again, you see you've got the wiggle room with the collal. It's just makes it nice and easy. Okay, last one to go. It's here. And I just hope I've got them all the right way up. I've done that a few times before. Oh, when I first started, I was so careful at making sure that everything was level and that everything was the right way up. And I put this card together, and what I had done was actually I stuck it to the envelope. I did the whole card on the envelope, so that had to go. So now we're just going to glue these pockets, so it's just a thin strip up each side and close. And close. And then that'll just... Now if I wasn't doing this on video, what I might do is clamp it and give it time to dry. I've usually got lots of clips and things round about me so that I can clamp things and they'll dry in position. It's the only thing that's not quite as good with this glue is the, you know, the sort of time it takes to grip. So we're always looking for ways to use up our bits of DSP, and in this book all you've really got is this square here and this square here to fill, apart from your front and back covers. So if you do have bits that are what would you say, even 6 by 6, because the measurement is 5 3/4 by 4 3/8 for the DSP, so you know, you could even use them. Okay, oh, I hate the stringy bit of this glue. It's all stringy. That'll probably stick down too much. Never mind. So again, we're just going to glue the two edges. And they seem to have lined up on the outside edge pretty well this time, so I don't need to trim this outside edge. There we go. Now, that is the basic book. We just need that to dry a bit. This is when you would put your ribbon on. We'll put a bit of this ribbon on. We want the ribbon to be on underneath the DSP, and we want it to be centered as much as possible. Of course, with me, that's always a bit hit and miss, to be honest. So make sure you've got your book, and we are going to put a strip of tape here. Now I want it to be doesn't mess up the gluing. Okay, so we need enough that will tie. At the end. Let's see how we got on with this then. And it's just going to go round the binding and then along the back like so. So that's fine. That will be covered with our cover page, and now we can put together the other pieces. So I'll show you what we've got. So I've cut these smaller pieces that will cover the pocket. They are 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, and they just pop on there. And then we have the top part, which is 5 3/4 by 4 3/8. Now this is where we need to see, we might need to trim this because it's not, well, that's actually okay, isn't it? It's just to the pocket. We might be able to trim it a little bit so that it tucks underneath. So then what I've done is I have taken a little calendar and I've peeled off all the months, I Tipp-Ex'd out the year. I've put it onto some card, I've mounted it on card so that it becomes more rigid and it stands out more. So let's just see if we can start putting some of this together. Centre it as best we can. Now, I have actually done one of these books where I got the months all wrong. I got the months mixed up. Can you believe it? What an idiot. But I managed to fix it, hopefully without anybody and covering up the mistakes as I do. There we go. Okay, so now we need to measure, really we need to re-measure these pages that are going in here because the glue is obviously affecting it. So we need to just trim that down so that it can slide in. Quite often it becomes there. That's okay. We can just tuck that in. It's not going to go right down or too far in. Just enough that you've got a border as even as you can round the edges. And again for the other side, it's just that little bit too wide, so we'll just trim a bit off. So what I would say is that for these pieces in here, it really depends on how you glue it. Because if you've got a wee 1/8 inch tape that you use, obviously it might not be as small as we need it for the glue. Although you try and glue it as much as you can to the edges, it might not. So what we would do is just go on doing exactly the same thing going forward, and we just decorate each page with the pocket. And then with the month, make sure you haven't missed a, there we go, March. So when I did one before, I gave it to my sister, and what I had done was I actually put a little strip of gems in, and I marked out, I put a gem on the birthday that I know obviously what birthdays that she has, like obviously mine, my mum's and things like that. So I had given her gems so that you could actually put a gem on the date, and I thought that was a nice way to make it sparkle and a wee bit different. Does that fit in there? Yeah. The other thing you could do, of course, is put this page DSP on before you glue the flap up. That would be a different way of doing it. We've all got different ways of doing it, but I did it this way this time. So the other thing is you want to have something for them to record. Oh, I didn't measure that one, did I? Crikey. Gonna have to cut it with the glue on it. The other thing, of course, is that we want to be able to have something that can record or write where the birthdays are. And so I have made these sort of photo mats, if you will. So you get the gist. You just keep going with this along with the pages, okay? The outside cover I have just cut as a basic purple. It was a different card, different DSP that I've used, but the front and back cover, it's over 6 inches, so it's 5 3/4 by 6 3/4 for the outside cover, but it's a very plain cover, so I am going to dress it up a bit. You can put the words on to say birthdays or birthday book or things like that. So that is 5 3/4 by 6 3/4 for the outside covers, and it just holds the ribbon in as well. Give it a good rub down. Okay, now then we've got the actual cards that we put in, and I've used a die here, a nesting die, because it means it's more accurate. I'm not very good at cutting accurately, but this is more accurate. So I've cut it out of the white and then I've just matted on top. So this would slip into the month, and so this is where you would record birthdays and things like that on there. I have in the past put like lines on it or used lined paper, but this is again using the same paper pack, and it is really easy to do and coordinate because it's the same pack. So 12 of these to slip into the book. Now it depends, I have done them in different, like I've done a big circle one and put it in. I don't know how good that was, but these go into each page. So I just thought I would share with you the basics. I will try and link the video below. I don't know if I can do that yet. So the lady who I got this from was Gaynor from Stamping with Joy, and that's where she has the tutorial for this book, but I love it. So if you've watched all this, and if you comment and share this video, I would be really delighted, and I will pick the names out of a hat, and whoever comes out of the hat will receive this birthday book as a thank you. So I'm going to continue gluing this down. Please share. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. And as I say, if you would like to comment below, I will pull a name out, and the winner will get this book sent to them. So thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.